we can send it to Brianna. I don't know if she'll need any of this. I'm gonna call her anyway and talk to her this afternoon. All right. So once again, congratulations to everybody. I'm hoping this coming up 2021 school year is going to be a lot better than 1920 was for y'all. So we're going to do some different things. So even with Trendy and Brianna, who have done this before, y'all are going to see some different, hopefully some different stuff going on. And Trendy, I know y'all had a rough year last year with change and staff and COVID, so we're going to try to make this year a little smoother. I will tell y'all, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and we got a lot to do before, and I know this is a long way away, before district competitions next April, because now none of y'all, including our state officers, have seen district competition and how we do that, because we didn't have it this year. So normally, since Trinity and Brianna were coming back, they would have already gone through it. And then the state officers that were on the district team last year, which will be there, they would have already gone through it. So we're all going to be new to the to district competition, so we got a lot to do to get ready for that. But that's a long way away, so that's not even really on the radar. I just wanted to throw that out there right now. All right, so I want to start by, what questions do y'all have for me? What can I answer on this early Friday morning?
I can probably help
stuff. And then I'll go over some rough timelines on things. You got anything? Come on, I know y'all got something. It's informal.
I do have a question.
All right, what you got?
As far as like our meetings, are we going to be able to meet in person, or are we gonna have to do Zoom every time?
We are going to. So we're gonna do a hybrid. We're gonna do both. We're gonna have 4 or 5 in-person meetings over the year, not counting trainings. Okay, and then my goal is for us to try to Zoom at least once a month. Okay. Last year's team, I know there was, we had improvement specialists working, and I'm still going to invite improvement specialists, but I'm going to take over everything where improvement specialists were running it last year. I'm going to do it this year with their help and with our advisors, our teacher advisors, which our teacher advisors will be Miss Bunt. And I'm looking for another male teacher advisor. So I've got a couple ideas in my head. If y'all can, I already kind of mentioned it to him somewhat. He didn't take my bait though. So if y'all have got any male teachers, I've got 2 in mind, and I've not talked to them in depth. And 2 of them are 2 of y'all's teachers. So, really mentioned it much.
Is Mr. Wright not doing it anymore?
I don't know. I've not heard much from him, and he didn't participate very much all last year. So I need somebody who will participate with us. So the first 2 off the top of my head are Mr. Williams at Benjamin Russell and Chris Ramsey at Pleasant Valley. So, but I haven't talked to either one of those extensively, and I've not even mentioned it to Mr. Williams yet. But he was kind of nominated for Miss Bunt too. But I know Mr. Ramsey's done it before and done it in recent years, so he may still want a break on it. But anyway, those are 2 that I'm thinking of. If y'all have somebody else you think that would be a good male advisor as well, from any school that would be interested and would participate, then let me know. But it's not imperative. I think Ms. Bunt did a great job last year. I just don't want to stress her out and let her be the only teacher on the committee. So But anyway, so if y'all think of anybody, let me know. But those are the two, one of the two I'm going to probably go after as of right now is Mr. Ramsey or Mr. Williams, even though they really don't know it yet. So won't necessarily tell them. Let it be a surprise when I contact them. So, all right. So let's just go over some brief timelines. We all kind of what we got going on. Like I said, I'm going to try not to keep y'all very long, and then maybe I'll have some things that I'll say that y'all have some questions with later. So this is what we're going to try to do. Okay, we're trying to work out our leadership continuum for the state, and we don't really know how that's going to work. We don't know if we're going to do our own thing this year, if we're going to try to follow national FFA's leadership continuum. We haven't totally decided yet, so we're just going to kind of see how that goes. But like I just said, I want to try to have at least one Zoom meeting a month unless we do in person. And we're probably looking at 4 to 5 in-person meetings. And Trendy and Brianna can testify to this. I don't want you guys to travel to come to a meeting just to travel to go to a meeting. Okay, and I think we've been doing that too long. Like, oh, let's meet on a Saturday, blow a whole Saturday. That's all we're going to do. Okay, I don't like that idea. My idea is let's do something. Let's meet while we're already together doing something else. So maybe like last year, I thought it worked out really well, Trendy, when we had our meeting after leadership workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So things that we're already doing in the state that I would like to see y'all guys at, I want to bring you in, and then let's meet at the conclusion of those trainings and stuff like that. That's what we'll try to do. Now, are we always going to be able to do that? No, we're not. But hopefully 2 or 3 of the times, we can do that. Plus, that gets y'all out of school. Yeah, everybody likes to get out of school, don't you? Okay. And it gets something else of value other than just us meeting. And I'm not saying when we meet it's not a value, but we're getting 2 things done and we're maximizing our travel budget. Okay. So we're in a weird when I go, and I think I sent those maps to you of where you all are located. So if you notice that, it's kind of odd. It's really good for some of y'all because I think 4 of y'all are within 30, 40 minutes of each other. Another 2 of y'all are about 20, 30 minutes of each other. And poor Olivia is sitting out there by herself. So we'll try to, when we do meet in person, I don't know if travel will always be equal, because I want to always save us as much money as we can. So I would always be thinking about meeting the amount of people have to travel or as far. So we got 2 in Calhoun County, 1 in Talladega, and then we got 2 in Tallapoosa County, and then Olivia in Chilton. I'm in Lee, so I'm pretty close to Trace and Alyssa. We're not far from each other, so that's good. And I wanted to do this. I wanted for us to have designated counties that when a teacher requested a visit, that, hey, these are your counties. But because of our grouping, I don't know if that's going to be feasible. Like I said, when there's 3 of you guys right up there in Calhoun, Talladega County, and then you got 2 in Tallapoosa, and then Olivia. So that means Olivia would have all of West Alabama, and that's not fair. That's a lot of traveling. But the good thing about West Alabama, I don't know, it's not a good thing, but we don't get a lot of requests from West Alabama. So we'll get some from Tuscaloosa. I want y'all to know your counties. If you're not familiar with your county and the districts, familiarize yourself with those counties. Just so when people know, say, and you can always ask me if you don't know those counties and what schools in what county. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, I don't know all of them. We have 27 counties in our district. One of those counties doesn't have an ag program at all. So, and I'm still learning some of the schools there too.
Isn't there like 109 schools or something
That's
like that?
we're the second largest. Okay, so Central District, we have the biggest territory. And North District has the most schools. And poor South District, they're just South District. Smaller, it's just smaller. Okay, all around, they've got the least amount of the smallest territory on top of that. So we can't always split the state up evenly. I like Central District. I've always taught the Central District. I'm from Central District, so I think our state staff this year is really prepared for theirs. So I was telling somebody yesterday, Mr. Dice in South District, he taught most of his career in South District, and he grew up in South District. Well, I taught my whole career in Central District, and I grew up in Central District. Mr. Chemnitz, our state advisor, well, he taught in Central District, but he grew up in North District. So, and his father was an ag teacher in North District. So we've kind of we're familiar with our districts more so than I think it's been in the past. All right. So this is what we're going to do. So probably starting when school starts back in August, let me start in July. All right, so we were going to have High Point in July. High Point is canceled and will be rescheduled. We do not have a rescheduled date for High Point yet. We're leaning towards sometime in the fall, whether it's going to be August or September. I don't know. So we are going to do a High Point type training. I don't know how that's going to look. For those of you that are not familiar with High Point, this is where all 3 district groups come in. State officers and train y'all. Okay. Brianna and Trinity have been through High Point before. All the state officers have been through High Point. One North District officer, I think, has been through High Point, and none of South District have been. So we've got some experience, and we've got a lot that haven't, so which is fine. And I've not been through it because if y'all are not familiar with me, I just started last September. So anyway, I was teaching for the past 10 years at Opelika High School. All right, so in July, we don't have a ton going up. Let me look at our July calendar online. And Alabama FFA website. Always go look at that calendar. I try to keep it up to date, but y'all have a kind of a separate calendar. Here we are. All right. So as of right now, July, we really don't have anything planned because, like I said, High Point got canceled. And the reason High Point got canceled, it was not because of COVID. We usually do it up at Mount Cheahaw over the last couple of years, and Cheahaw canceled us. Renovations, or that's what they say. I don't know. They didn't want 40 people coming in because it's about 40 or 50 of us, counting presenters. I don't know if they just didn't want us in or they had too much renovation to accommodate us. So Mr. Dice is looking for a alternate location and date, which will be sometime in the fall, which will be good. We'll probably get y'all out of school for a couple of days and all that. Your jackets should have already been ordered, so they'll be in hopefully by the end of July. All right, so keep moving on. Let's see, August. We'll kind of take a break in August. I'll leave y'all alone in August. Okay, I'm not going to ask anything from you. I don't even know if we'll do a meeting, any type of Zoom or anything, unless y'all just want to. I want y'all to get back into school. Heck, y'all haven't been in school in like 6 months. So y'all need to get back into the swing of things there. And I don't know, maybe toward the end of the month, if we need to, we'll get together. and I'll always text y'all. Y'all text me at any time. Y'all call me. I'm available for y'all about 18 hours a day. If I'm not asleep, I will respond to you. So I try to make sure that my line of communication is open. I'll talk to you, and Trendy knows this. I'll talk to y'all even when I'm not at work. So, 7 o'clock. Okay, you can, and if I can, I will definitely answer. Okay. I don't do that for everybody, but for y'all, I will. All right. So August, that's kind of what we'll do, which won't be much. See, in September right now, I've got us planned to do a Zoom meeting probably sometime in September. But around September too, so a lot of teachers have asked us to put on an awards, not a banquet, like an awards ceremony for state and district competition that we're going to have next week. Those of you that are participating virtually, remember that's next Thursday, week from yesterday. So that's something we're going to think about doing, is having a award ceremony for all the winners. And if that's the case, of course, we'll bring y'all in, and we'll probably just go ahead and have a meeting then, where that's September or October. I'm not sure. Probably, I just hate to do it in September because it's still hot. It'll have to be outside. And it would be very informal, so y'all wouldn't wear official dress to that most likely, unless I change my mind. Our polos.
Last year we just wore our polos to the fall eliminations.
Anytime it's hot like that, like, and we're not having to be super presentable, we're gonna wear polos. Okay. We're gonna do OD when we're doing ceremonies. We'll do. So what I'm thinking about, if we do that, I'm looking at 2 venues. I'm looking at where we did district competition, fall district competition in Randolph County at their arena. And then another one, there's an amphitheater in Alex City that is going to be on my radar. So it's probably going to be one of those 2 places if we do it. I've got to talk with some teachers and stuff like that. But if we do, it's going to be super informal. Just to be able to give students and members some recognition, and I think teachers are thinking that's important, and I agree. So like that, no problem. But just see kind of how the fall shows out. So I was thinking October becomes a busy month. So August is going to be really slow. September is going to be relatively slow, and October, guys, is on. Okay, so in October, we've got fall district contests, which may change some this year. They may be a lot easier. We may not even do fall. We may there's talk of us pushing land judging back to November, and then doing livestock and forestry in spring. So I don't know what we're going to do there. I'm talking with teachers and members. We're trying to make that. But tentatively right now, we'll have a fall district contest probably sometime in October. I think last year it was the first week or so of October. And we also have the state fair. Okay, I will ask y'all to come in during the state fair some days and help run probably the sheep show and the hog show. We'll go ahead and meet. We'll do, if we do that, we'll go ahead and do a meeting then too. So I would think we would have probably an in-person meeting in October. Go ahead and just knock that out. I've got on my calendar a Zoom meeting, but if I'm bringing y'all in to help with state fair, then we'll go ahead and meet teams. Plus, the cool thing about state fair, when you come in, when I get y'all to help with either the sheep show or the hog show, we'll get you into the place for free. So then y'all can do the fair stuff afterwards if you want to. If y'all haven't been to the state fair, it's kind of a neat little thing.
Oh, I may or may not be exhibiting there, but it'll be cattle, so it probably won't conflict.
And I know we won't help. I'll probably help with the cow show or that heifer show or steer, whatever they're doing that day. I think that's the 12th and 13th maybe of October. But I will not need y'all there for cattle. So it'll mainly be sheep and hog, which is the 9th and 10th and 11th. And I may not need you there all, and I may not bring all y'all in. I may just do like a couple here, because we'll just need help rounding up hogs and sheep. The sheep show's pretty good. Those kids in the sheep show, they can handle their own sheep. The hogs get a little, pulling the hogs are a little more troublesome, but it is what it is. But yeah, Olivia, that shouldn't affect with the heifer show. And if y'all are showing sheep, hogs, or cow, y'all let me know. Not a big deal though, either way. And that would be a polo day, jeans and a polo. So we'll get to that closer to that time. So just kind of put on y'all's radar that the state fair is October the 9th through the 18th. That's a long time. But that week of the 9th, 10th, 11th, that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I may need some help those days, and we may try to get together one of those days.
Birthday.
Which one's your birthday? The 9th?
October 9th.
October's a great month for birthdays. Only great people were born in October. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I agree.
I have an October birthday myself, so.
Yes.
Born in October. All right, then we got National Convention in October. Okay, so those of you, and I don't know how National Convention is going to look. Nobody knows. Competition-wise, for CDEs for National Convention, they're open to everybody this year, this coming up year. So they're all going to be virtually. I got a feeling, I don't know how they're going to have National Convention. I really hope we have it. But I got a feeling it's going to go virtual. That is a really fun time. I really enjoy going to National Convention. For those of you that are not familiar, what we do, and we lost a delegate at National Convention this year. We normally have 10 delegates. We went down to 9. So how our delegates work, just to give y'all some information for the future. We take our 6 state officers and then the 3 presidents from each district. We have 1 at large. So somebody that gets to do an application for that. We lost at large. So because our membership was down this year, we dropped a delegate. So now we're only at 9. So if we go to state convention, it'll be the 3 district presidents and the state officers will be the delegate committee. So that would be Trinity, Leanna, Buckhalter, and I can't think of the South District.
I can't either. I don't know who it is.
That whole group. Members down there. So anyway, I know there's a girl from McKenzie there, but that's the only one that I can think of. Anyway, I don't know. That's not the point. All right. So if y'all get to go to that, that's great. So just keep that in mind. I'm hoping we're going to have that national convention ready to go. But of course, that's not a requirement for you guys. But of course, if your chapter's going, please go with them. Probably most. All right, November. I've got on the calendar for November. We'll do a Zoom meeting sometime in November. There's also JLDC. Okay. So those of you, there's not a requirement for y'all to go to JLDC, but if I realize that we're all at JLDC, we may go ahead and just meet in person while we're at JLDC. Okay. State officers are required to go because they put on workshops. District officers are not, but if y'all are all there, then we'll work something out there, but not a requirement. I don't have those dates, but that's going to be somewhere probably November. All right. And then also in November, our reporter, Miss Olivia, we will have a reporter article due. So we'll talk more about that probably in our next Zoom meeting. We're going to try to get on our newsletter, get everybody topic, and then you'll get those topics to Olivia, and Olivia will help put those together. Me and her will help put those together, and then I'll proof them and put them online and send them out to so we'll talk, like I said, we'll talk more.
And I can get with you, Olivia, too, since I was the reporter last year, and kind of let you know what I did, and let you like use my outline if you want, and whatever.
Yeah, that'll be good. Trinity did a good job with those. We're going to try to get a consistent format for all 3 districts. Our format may change a little bit, but I'll get that, and Olivia, I'll work with you on that. That's going to be hard, but everybody will have an article to write. We'll give it to her, and she'll put them together, and then I'll proof it, all that kind of stuff. All 3 districts are sending their articles to me because I'm the website guy. Okay, so anything Alabama FFA website goes through me. So I'll be doing all of those. And what we're going to try to do, something that's not been done, is all 3 districts have kind of done their own thing in the past. North District would do what they did, Central District does what they do, and South District. This year, we're going to get on the same page. We're going to have the same agendas at every meeting, and the same things we're going to discuss through the whole state. Okay. Now, what I do, the way I do it may be different than the way Mr. Chamness does it and Mr. Dykes does it. But it's still going to be the same type topic that we're going to discuss in those meetings, and the same agendas, but there'll be different spins on them. All right. So that'll be our fall articles will be due sometime in November. Hopefully by the end of November, I can get those online. All right, December we'll probably do, I would think, an in-person meeting sometime in December, and maybe have a Christmas party. Okay.
Yeah, we had a Christmas party last year. It was a lot of fun.
That's up to y'all. Like, if y'all don't want to do a Christmas party, I guess you don't have to, but we can do that. Like I said, the groups are so clustered. Like, I mean, it's crazy from the northern part of the Central District to down toward my way. You've never probably been considered West Alabama, have you, Olivia? You are now. You're a Western person. So, if y'all are not familiar where she's at, she's dead center in the state too. So she's not even close to the west. Like, her county is the most centrally located county in the state of Alabama. So, all right, January we'll Zoom. We'll probably have a district officer so we may not Zoom in January. We may meet in person again in January. We're going to try to have a district officer midwinter conference, which will bring you guys back in. All 3 districts. We'll do some trainings. We'll come up with stuff with y'all. I don't know how that'll look. I don't think they did that last year. Did they, Trinity? Did y'all do that last year?
We always do AWAC, but that's for younger kids.
I'm thinking I was working in January last year, so no, so we'll do that. There's something else.
We do President's Conference, and usually in January.
That's it. And that was in February last year, I believe. The President's, now it's called Chapter Leadership Conference or whatever. I don't know which ones y'all went to that last year. I know I saw Olivia there. She's the only one I'm seeing other than Trinity and Brianna. But Trace, you were probably there, weren't you? Because I know Mr. Williams went.
No, sir, not that I was
So I'll probably ask y'all to come to that. That'll be in February. And we'll probably go ahead and meet while we're there. Y'all can get some training and then pull y'all out after a free lunch and meet. Let's see what else we got. Now we're in February. February is CTE month. Okay, so we'll do some promotions on CTE, plus it's FFA week. So we'll be doing a lot of FFA stuff. Our winter article will be due in February sometime. And then we'll have mock interviews in February. By that point, y'all will be halfway with your year of service already. And we'll start mock interviews. Y'all will help run mock interviews. If you're going to interview again, you will participate in mock interviews as well, if you want to. I don't know. We did that last year. I think most of y'all went to that. We did that in Wetumpka last year. I like that venue, but we can look at doing it elsewhere. But that'll be something we'll do in February.
One thing I really want to do, and y'all can tell me yay or nay, your opinion, but something that I thought was really cool last year was we talked about doing a MASH chapter visit during FFA week and having like this whole state team, the whole district team, and a national officer being there, and kind of just being there to congregate. And I know we had like Ag Olympics going on, and we had like lots of fun stuff going on. And so I thought it was a cool idea, and maybe we could replicate something like that this year during FFA week.
What do you have in mind? Is there a certain school you're thinking?
Well, usually we go to Pell City just because Pell City is so big, and they host Ag Olympics during FFA week. It's usually that Friday. And so if we were to do a MASH chapter visit, maybe we could talk about all of us meeting at the Pell City High School, and then just kind of, instead of us, since we're not doing COLWs this year, maybe we could just talk about, hey, we're going to do some workshops. We're going to do Ag Olympics. We're just going to have a huge FFA day. Like, we're just going to have fun, and kind of announce that to all the teachers throughout the state or throughout our district, and just kind of let them decide if they want to bring some kids or not. I know my chapter talked about it, and it was a really cool idea, and they were interested in going. And then, like, I know North District did it last year at Albertville High School, and they said it was a lot of fun. And so maybe it could be something that the state does, like, throughout every district. I just thought it was a cool idea and something to get us involved with our members.
Yeah, definitely. And I like that idea. We'll look at that and see what Pell City's doing. If they want to have us again, I'm sure Miss Bunt would at Pell City. Yeah, definitely something to look into. But you see that October is going to be a busy month and February is going to be a busy month. So really from February on, it's pretty busy. But yeah, we can look at doing that for sure. I didn't make it to that last year. Something came up at the last minute, and I had a meeting that I had to go to.
Something else that I was really interested in doing, and I already talked to you, Mr. Agcock, about it, but I wanted to talk to everybody else about it, was maybe in July, if y'all are okay with it, maybe we could all meet up on our own dime and maybe have a cookout or something. Like, I know during interviews we had a cookout, and it was a lot of fun. We all got to we actually had an interview during the cookout, and so it was really cool, and it was a lot of fun. I know I had a lot of fun with all the other candidates, and so maybe it could be something to where we could all get to know each other before we start our year out, and we can just have fun. I mean, I don't know if we could do it at the Auburn office or
Yeah, and you know, in Trendy on the backside, I want you to talk to everybody and get a filler for that. Yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem. And actually, honestly, I would love to host y'all on something like that. So y'all think about how far for Alyssa and Trace, it's not a bad drive. Over this way, not at all.
And like the people that are like, I'm sure me, Brianna, and Wesley could all, you know, we could all
Just
have a
sit-
huge
sit by the
barn.
front. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime to see like you and Wesley and Brianna, I mean, like on stuff like that, y'all could always meet together and ride together.
Hmm.
So any time that we go anywhere, and I'm gonna get into this in a second, y'all know, when you go somewhere, you get to claim your travel, and you'll get reimbursed for your travel expenses. And we'll go over that more at a later date. But anytime you can ride with your chapter, or you can ride with other officers, that's a great way for us to save money. The more money we save, the more things we can do later. Because when we're out of money, we're out of money, and we have to cut things off. So I don't want us to run, and everybody will have a certain amount of travel money that you can spend. So, like if we're all going to Central District eliminations in the fall, those of you that are coming from the same area, if y'all can get together and ride with your chapters as much as you can. If your chapter is going somewhere, even if they're going to be later than when I've asked y'all to meet, I'd rather you be late and ride with your chapter and save us some money than come on your own. So just keep that stuff in mind. Yeah, and Trendy, you talk to the other group about it some, and then you and I will talk off the record a little bit and try to get some plans and see what y'all want to do on that.
Yeah, as far as a group chat for all of us, I know we have a text group chat with Mr. Adcock, but as like an officer group chat, I know last year the thing that worked the best for all of us was Snapchat. We had a Snapchat group chat. Do all of y'all have Snapchat and are able to do that?
I don't.
I have one.
Have one.
I don't.
Okay, so what would work best for y'all? Like what platform? Do y'all want to do like a group meet or like just another text group chat, or what works the best for y'all?
I've used for 2 different groups, and I really liked it. But if Snapchat is very best for y'all, I'm sure I can figure it out. Like I can get it. I've just never had it.
It's whatever. I mean, that's just the platform that we used for last year, so we don't necessarily have to use that. That was just my example of what we did last year. We just had a officer group chat on Snapchat. But
I'm good with whatever.
okay, so y'all tell me what works best for y'all, because I'm cool with whatever. I just need to know so I can get it together. And
While y'all are thinking about that, there'll be other times I will start a new group message. I'm a group message person. I don't know how it was done before I was here, but I like group messages. That's how I communicated with my chapter officers. Out to me really well. But I will probably start another one later that will include the 2 improvement specialists, Mr. Golston and Mr. Clark, and probably Miss Bunt and whoever the other teacher advisor that we get. So I'll probably start another one, but I'll leave on both because sometimes I want to talk to y'all without them. But if we're doing something together and I want them to know about it, which I'm not ever keeping anything from them. I mean, because they're part of it. I just don't want to type their text on something that's not relevant to them. So, and on the text, guys, like, know that, I mean, I'm not saying like be stupid and unprofessional when we text, but it's informal. Okay. So don't feel like you got to be like, oh, Mr. Adcock's on here. I got to, whatever. Y'all can have, I want you to enjoy when you're messaging and communicating with everybody. So just, keep it clean, but y'all can always have fun with that. So, anyway, yeah, well, Trendy, let's look at that, and you and I will talk some more about it one-on-one and see what we can't work out on doing something like that if the group feels like they want to do that. It will obviously would not be mandatory, but just something, and I think that's a good idea, especially since we're not doing High Point till later on.
yeah, and I just thought it was a cool idea for us to all get together. Of course, it won't be like reimbursed or anything. It'll be on your own time, on your own dollar. But I mean, like if we agree to meet in Auburn, I'm sure like last year, me, Brianna, and Brooke would all meet together and we'd all ride together. And so like me, Wesley, and Brianna could all ride together. And I mean, whoever really wants to ride as close to us can go. But that's just how we did it last year. So.
And this is the thing too, like, I don't want y'all necessarily to have to spend a ton of your money because pretty much a lot of things we do will be reimbursed. But two, I think it's important when you commit to your own personal time and stuff, that kind of too shows that, you know, where you're at and that you're, you know, in it. As Mr. Chairman says, have a little skin in the game. And that's good. But, you know, something like that, if we did that, like, we'll find a way to feed y'all, stuff like that, if we did something like that. So you just have to travel for the day. Which, if y'all came down to Auburn, you know, you got 3 of y'all that would ride together. And like I said, Trace and Alyssa are close by, and then poor Olivia. But, you know, it's only, about an hour and a half tops over here.
It's not bad by any stretch. I don't mind driving. So
depending on which way you're coming from Chilton, you know, I've done both ways, coming through and hitting 22 and coming through Alex City. That's one way. I just don't like that way as much. Usually when I go to Chilton County, I'm go to Montgomery and go up. To me, that's the fastest way for me, but you can always come through Alex City too.
Poor me and Wesley are far away from everything.
Well, you got Brianna. All y'all 3 together, 30 minutes away from each other, maybe?
I'm about 15 minutes from Wesley and about 40 minutes from Brianna.
And Alyssa, poor Alyssa, she's in the old corner of Tallapoosa, and her and Trace are probably, about 20, 30 minutes from each other? About 30 probably?
About 30.
Alyssa, how long does it take you to get to Auburn? What, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes?
45. It takes me about 2 hours and 30 minutes to get to Auburn.
It takes us about 2 hours.
So I'm familiar with Trinity's area. I got in-laws up there, so we go up there quite often. So I know how long it takes to get from here to Calhoun County. All right. So we're in March now. We're done with February. We got a little break. In March, the only things, we've got FFA Day on the Hill that'll come up. We got Junior Beef Expo. I may ask some of y'all to come in and help with Junior Beef Expo. That'll be in Montgomery. And then we'll do a face-to-face meeting probably in March. And in March, on that face-to-face, we'll really start to hammer out district competition, okay, and how we're going to do that. I already have a script out to y'all for district competition probably by the end of February. And in March, we'll go ahead and start practicing our district competition script. So, and then we'll do officer interviews for the next year, probably in March. Okay. So March, what's that? 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 March. So March is relatively busy. Not quite, probably like February and October, but still busy. Then we've got. Do what, Trinity?
I was going to say, we usually have spring judging clinics in either February or March.
Yeah.
So that's
and the improvement specialists usually handle those. No, they don't. Excuse me. That's Auburn University. They do that. So that's something else. If we don't have those dates when Auburn's going to host those, but that's something. Feel free to participate in those as well. April. We'll have FFA Day on the Hill. Oh, no. When did I say that was? When I said that? No, FFA Day on the Hill is in March or April. We don't know which day. So it'll be one of those two. And then we'll have our big one district contest. So at district contests and competition, what we'll do, or district eliminations, is I'll bring y'all in the day before, put y'all up in the hotel. Okay, even Olivia, she wants to stay in the hotel because it'll probably be in her, close to her hometown, but we'll put her up. And so put y'all in the hotel. As of right now, that's still gonna be at Jeff State again, unless something happens. And they can't accommodate us or anything like that. We'll still do it at Jeff State. So we'll bring y'all in the day before. We'll do some run-throughs on what we're gonna do at district. Y'all script, because y'all will run it. Okay, now ain't nobody gonna see me on the stage. You're gonna see y'all on the stage. So go through that, and we'll feed y'all that evening. We'll go out to eat somewhere and get some rest and get up the next day and do district competition. So then after that, guys, I mean, it's downhill from there. So we've already really done everything. May, we won't have much. Y'all will pretty much be done after competition, district eliminations. Y'all will pretty much be done. Yeah, y'all will be retired as district officers unless someone running a second year, which we're getting close to getting rid of that 2-year run. I don't know if we're going to do that this year or not. And remember, dual candidacy's out, or probably will be out. It's on the slate at the delegate committee for state convention to do away with dual. So just keep that in mind. Something to think about. All right, and that'll pretty much be the year. So there's going to be some other things here or there. You're going to be requested to do district or to do chapter visits, and we'll talk more about how we're going to do chapter visits later. But the gist is there should be an online platform this year that teachers request, and then I will assign or help assign. And probably what I'll do is say, hey, we've got a request for, let's see, like Woodland High School has requested a district officer. Okay. So then we'll look and see who's available that day and who's the closest. I'll always start with the closest. So Woodland, the closest would probably be Brianna or Alyssa, most likely, would be the closest, I would think, to Woodland. I'm just, like I said, just throwing that one out. So those are the two that I would go to first. And if they couldn't make it, then I'd probably start going up to the county folks. Next, just depending on where it is. All right, and it's okay. We're going to have a set number of chapter visits we'd like for y'all to do, but we'll talk all about that when we have our fall training, whenever that's going to be our high point. Okay, we'll give y'all all that information as that comes up. So you'll have a way to reimburse your mileage. You submit it to me, I'll approve it, and we'll get checks cut for you to pay for your mileage and stuff like that. And we'll go into explaining how that's later on as well. I don't have to worry about any of that right now. We'll explain that and make it, as Mr. Chimness says, we'll make it clear as mud that day. All right. So other than that, I mean, there'll be some things here or there that I'll be like, hey, I need y'all to do this. Who can do this? Can we all, there'll be some impromptu stuff. Other than that, I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. I want y'all out promoting your district, promoting your counties, talking to members whenever you can, doing anything you can to promote FFA, especially in the Central District. Something I want Trinity and Olivia to work on together at some point that Trinity and I talked about last year. We just never got it done, because I want us to have a Facebook page. Okay. So I'll let Trinity and Olivia, being the reporter, work on those together, try to get that installed and start posting things. So anything y'all do, always always take pictures, do stuff like that, and then we'll get those online and get some publicity out of that. All right, what y'all got for me? I'm done.
Or if y'all have any questions about last year. I can answer.
So I know we have an Instagram page because I follow it. What about sort of introducing our officer team for this year? Kind of doing like your favorite picture of yourself or yourself in an FFA jacket or an FFA setting, and introduce ourselves. We could do it like every Monday or just days in a row. And you could submit a little paragraph and we just put it in caption and just put it out like because no one gets to see us right now because of COVID. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
I
I
like
can
that.
get with you and give
That's
you all
good.
the passwords, everything, because now you're taking over. I'm officially over. And so last year we did that a little bit. We just submitted, and if you look on the Instagram, you'll be able to see what we did last year. But we just submitted a picture or a few pictures and a paragraph, kind of who we are, what FFA means to us, and then I would post it on the Instagram. We also have a Snapchat for FFA, our district, but I usually only logged onto that Snapchat whenever we did like CLWs or High Point Conference, or kind of just when we're all in a big setting and it's an exciting setting, just kind of that. But I usually just use the Instagram, and like Mr. Adcock said, we need to come up with a Facebook. But that is a really good idea if y'all are cool with that. Or what I had suggested last year, which they didn't really like it, which is totally fine if y'all don't either. Submitting a video kind of, hey, I'm Trinity Roker, I'm from Pleasant Valley, just kind of introducing yourself, putting a little bit of personality to it. I feel like it's a little more personal than a picture and a paragraph, but if y'all are cool with a picture and a paragraph, that's totally fine. It's whatever y'all want to do. Honestly, it's whatever. And Olivia, you have the final say-so as reporter of what you think we should do, because that's your job. So it's whatever you
Share those that stuff with Olivia too from last year. So Olivia, you got like a heads up because your president was a reporter last year. So Trinity's going to be a good asset to help you with that, because there'll be a lot. I'd say after president, reporter has probably a lot on their plate really to do. But anyway, I mean, of course, you're never out there alone. Whatever y'all are doing, y'all are a group, we're a team, and we're always there to help everybody. Nobody's stranded. Okay. But and if you ever feel like you're doing too much, let me know. I don't want to burn anybody out. But a reporter's a pretty important job. So let's think about, y'all talk about that. Trinity and Olivia, y'all make the plans for that with the rest of the group. And I think those are great ideas, Olivia, is to put those out. I think that's good. So let's kind of plan on doing something like that. So that's a good idea. What else y'all got?
If anyone else has any ideas or questions for Mr. Adcock as far as like state-wise, or if y'all have questions about last year, I can help.
And remember, none of us, we're all in this together. So we're gonna work as a team, and I think, like Trinity said, it's probably important for us to try to get together if we can, not mandatory, and try to build some rapport with each other. So I think that's good. Does everybody know where everybody's from, even though I sent all of that out? Everybody familiar with your locations now? Anybody not? So I'll just give my 2 cents. You got Trinity and Wesley right there in Calhoun County. So they're not far from each other. And then Brianna's kind of stuck out in Talladega County, kind of by herself and not much. But poor Alyssa's really in the middle of nowhere at New Site, which it looks like we just may lost her for a second. And then Olivia, she's in the middle of the state, and Trace is our city boy right now. Just kidding. He's got a Jackson Gap address, so he no city about Jackson's Gap. So anyway, y'all just familiarize yourself with each other and where y'all are from. Familiarize yourself with the state and other district officers, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, forming relationships with the other district officers is really important. If any of y'all are planning on running for state, I know this year we had one of the district officers, not from our team, but from South District. He was on the NOMCOM committee. So forming relationships with other officers is really important, in my opinion. I have some good friends that were district officers that weren't necessarily from our district, and it helps you kind of get to know who's all in this with you and kind of what's going on around you, I guess.
And I'll say this too, this will be something that'll be like you guys will run into each other probably off and on the rest of your life when this is over too. And you'll always remember, hey, we were on the district officer team together and stuff like that. So you'll always have that for the rest of your life. Especially, and state officers are like that. Like when you go to school, and when I was in college, I was an ambassador, and those kids, like I still talk to those people and run into them, and the networks y'all are going to make as high school students are going to be crazy. They're going to stick with y'all for a while. So make those networks, make those connections and those relationships. It'll benefit you later on when you get home and adults and pay bills. All right, so I've said it again. I'll say it again. I'm done. That was kind of it. So, what y'all got? Nothing. If y'all can think of it, if you think of anything over the next whenever, just ask. Let me know. Trinity and I can't answer it. We'll find somebody who can. I will get you whatever answer you need. As dates come up, I will send those to you. I will send you out a calendar later, and I'm in the process right now of developing a calendar for the state. And I'll get you one of those calendars. It's going to be one of those nice hang-on-the-wall calendars. When I get a picture of y'all together in official dress, y'all will get your own month, most likely, too. So that'll be fun. Anyway, that's it. What y'all got? Any questions, comments, concerns?
And I can just make, just for right now, while we're still figuring out the best platform for us to talk to each other on, I can just make a group chat, like a text group chat with all of us in it, if that's cool with y'all. My dog is having a seizure.
And don't feel like anytime y'all communicate, you can put me in. I don't care. I don't have to be in everything, but now I want to know, and this is where Trendy will, whatever decisions y'all make, she will communicate with me just so I can make sure what we're doing is kosher and politically correct and stuff like that. So y'all can do whatever discussions you want without me. I don't have to be in them. I don't mind being in them. I don't have to be. But Trendy knows before anything is finalized, she's got to kind of come and run it by me and stuff. And I'm not hard to deal with, guys. So I'm not some scary state guy. So I'm really not. Like I said, I've been teaching for. I've not been out of the classroom long. So I'm not scary by any means. So don't feel like you can't come to me with stuff. Okay.
Our team last year, we all called him Dad. So.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, that's all I got, and we'll end. But if y'all think of anything, like I said, just let us know. Talk to Trinity. She's got a lot of answers she'll be able to give you. And we'll just kind of go with that. Hope to have a great year. And I'll be in touch over the next couple weeks with what we're doing next. Okay?
Sounds
Yes, sir.
good.
Wanted everybody to see everybody's face. So with that, y'all go back to bed, do whatever y'all do on COVID-19 summer break, whatever we call it. I'm going to go back to work on the calendar, return some phone calls, and just let me know what y'all got. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to end the video. Behave yourselves. Be good FFA kids, people. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.